The best things in life are free, but you can give them to the birds and bees. I just want $5. I fought long time. Yes, so give it to me. I key in the see and in there. Yeah. So welcome to Matt News. Yeah. What have I been up to the last couple of weeks? Well, apparently, or months, because I haven't been on for much really. Apparently, I have been a naughty boy because I've been doing things that get me parking fines for £80. Right, that one was picked up at a hospital in Bath because apparently now, even though the government said it was wrong that hospitals were charging lots of money for people to park in their car parks, which was a bit sick really, isn't it? You're coming to visit ill people and you've got to pay to stop the government taking the tax money from other places, so the government can look like they're not taxing people. So yes, so they can pay it when they park. So this means that people who don't have cars have got an advantage over people that do have cars. So again, taxing the people who have cars. Why would you want a car? Well, I don't know, maybe to go to work. So anyway, you know, we'll all walk to work, and that'll be easy because we can just buy a house right next to where we work, because that's always easy, isn't it? Yes, let's not have cars. Let's not have forms of transport, and let's not use public transport because it's too expensive. Let's not do these things, and then let's penalise the people that do by making them pay. Cough. Right. Anyway. I've spent the last week with a group called Exploring with Fighters. They're an urbex group, although they told me not necessarily urbex, but an adventure channel. And then so I kind of got the idea of where they're coming from, but learned a lot more about them by spending much time with them. And, you know, interesting characters, I would say. I've learned a lot about what they do and don't like. So I made a big list, which I have actually got it over here because I brought it in. This big list which is in here of all the things they might like to see in the area. But unfortunately, most of them were not suitable because they were not what they'd come down for. What they really wanted was Burlington, the secret bunker for the government. And I became interested in this place because of RAF Rudlow Manor, which is just across the road. And they used to do UFOs, and I obviously used to investigate UFOs. And still I'm a believer. I still believe in UFOs and aliens. Seen enough of them, the UFOs, not seen any aliens, but yeah, I mean, I believe in these things. I believe that there is some sort of telepathic connection between circle makers, as you know, and they were aware of all these weird things that I believed in, including the little thing I did about saying that I was a werewolf, which is true. I am a werewolf. And I was asked, which is slightly awkward and embarrassing, asked by somebody that I consider as a bit of a legend, a guy called Steve Ronin, whose picture I'm not going to put up here because I can't be bothered editing these videos. They're much easier when I just hit record and then put them up. But anyway, this guy over here, which is a box that you're going to tick when you type into Google the name Steve Ronin and look up his urban exploring pages and his YouTube videos. And he's this really nice chap. And I used to watch his videos and I used to think, yeah, urban exploring, isn't that great? And look at the photography, look how he does it, and he's got a nice attitude, and he just seems to hang around with a load of nice people. And I used to think, how the hell does he travel around the planet, you know, just exploring and photographing? How is he doing this? And of course now it becomes apparent that people like him get sponsorship and they get YouTube revenue, and they also have friends in different countries, and that helps. But you know, they have a sort of sponsorship network and they make money, and that's great. And so do the Exploring with Fighters people. You know, they're actually making money off their videos, and it helps them to go around the UK, and great. And I'm thinking, yeah, you know, these are sort of like role models for where I'd like to be. I would like to do that, but I don't seem to have as much energy as these guys. And it is kind of like a job, it's an everyday thing, because you're traveling, you're moving around, you're doing stuff. You're never on the lowdown. So keeping up with these guys was kind of hard. My energy levels were quite extreme for the first couple of days, and then I started, flagging a bit. And it involved a lot of coffee to be able to stay awake. So, but luckily, with that kind of energy, which like making crop circles, when you're with a bunch of lads and you're all trying to show off to each other, suddenly you can actually wake yourself up and kind of get yourself in the mood. So I did actually manage to do a number of things that were quite impressive, even for me. Trying to get into some bases, let's say, and trying to get into some places that I hadn't bothered doing for years, underground tunnels, and taking people around. And some of this stuff was kind of scary for the guys because they hadn't done it before. And, on some levels I was thinking to myself, well, come on guys, you should be into this. This is what you do, And I've seen their videos where they went to like the car cave, where there was this hole in the ground and cars had been thrown down this hole and it made a whole pile of cars. And I thought, you've done this kind of stuff before, surely. But apparently I literally broke their little sort of minds with some of the things I took them to see. And the level of stress was quite high. And but I remember what it was like myself when I went first time down these particular underground tunnels, because it's quite cold, dark, muddy, and you're in there for hours. And my intention was not to keep them in there for hours. It was meant to be half an hour with a map and a compass, and I was going to take them straight to the place I had to go. So there I was walking along, with my camera and my compass and my map, and I'm trying to take them there, and it becomes apparent something's gone wrong, kind of gone wrong. And I was getting a little bit red-faced and thinking, hang on, we're in this area. And I was working this out by what was written on the walls, not my map. And I'm a good map reader, and I was getting it wrong. And I was trying to take them away and back to this, and I couldn't do it. We found the main area, but we couldn't find where I was trying to go. Something wasn't right. And in the end, we'd been in there for about 2.5 hours, not half an hour now. Things were starting to get interesting. And then I worked out what was wrong. So I will kind of let you watch the video. It's going to be more interesting if you watch the video. And I kind of, I'm still here for a start, so let's kind of imagine, yes, we got out. But there came a point where it was shit or bust, really, and they had to make a decision whether or not they really trusted me down in this environment. And, what do you reckon? Do you think they trusted old Uncle Matt? Crazy old Uncle Matt? Do you think they trusted Uncle Matt, or do you think they opted for an escape that was going to be very embarrassing for Mr. Matt and is not going to look good for him on film, and might make him look like a complete moron? That might involve maybe the emergency services, Do you think? Yeah, well, there's a video coming and you're going to find it quite interesting. So, what do you think? I'll leave you to find out, because something interesting happened, and I think it taught everybody something who was there. I mean, I kind of knew what was coming, really, in many respects, and should have known. But when you're with people, that haven't done this stuff before, and it's their first time, you have to kind of allow for this stress a little bit. And it's kind of interesting, because I think I'm getting to know these guys a lot better now. So, as I say, my list, I kind of know what they like now and what they don't like. I know where they want to go and don't go. I know which kind of things will get them out of bed in the morning and which things won't. And I know which types of places they they might say they want to go to, but when you take them there, they actually go, no, right? So, in other words, I found their Achilles heel. I found their kryptonite. I know the kryptonite for exploring with fighters, exploring with Carl, Dark Arts Paranormal, and even Steve Ronin. I have found their kryptonite, their Achilles heels. So I'm not going to go discussing that on here. I'll just wait to see whether or not it comes out in the videos they release for themselves. But yeah, interesting times, very fun, very good fun. And you'll see all that over on my other channel, where I'm trying really hard not to swear, so that I can make maybe some sort of, you know, a couple of pence for my efforts that will help pay for my petrol to go and do these things. So if I swear like I do on here, I'm not going to, it just doesn't happen. I mean, this channel is basically dust, you know, it's dirt, it's gone. And it is still a good place to have fun, but it is just going to be for you people that like this stuff, because the stuff I talk about and the swearing, you know, it ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen. But in the other channels, yeah, I will restrict that. So anyway, here, this is what else I've been doing. I've been doing another one. Let's have a look. There's a vehicle, and it says, and it's another one. And this one, there we are. Look, you know, parking charge, £100. So I don't know. What the fuck? What the fuck? And that was for parking in a McDonald's, so everybody could go and get some food, and then wandering across the road and coming back and leaving the car in there for an hour and a half. You know, so an hour and a half of that is apparently worth £100. So yeah, there's so many companies like this getting on this bandwagon, and I really don't mind. I quite like it. You know, send this shit through. You know, send this shit through. It is not going to get paid. It never does. You never get a penny out of me. You know, and I've got umpteen tricks up my sleeve to fuck with companies like this, and I love it. I love it. You know. And I love seeing the amounts go up as well. It's like £100. That was the first charge, £100. No discount. Hang on, let's see if there's a discount. Oh, there is actually. It was in small print, but it said £50 if you pay quickly. Oh, how nice of them. How fucking nice of them, yeah? Well, they're not getting the 50, they ain't getting the 100, and they ain't getting the 250 quid they'll be telling me a bailiff will charge to come and see me at my house and take all my goods away, yeah? They ain't getting that either. And they ain't getting me into court. And they ain't getting fuck all. All they're getting is a load of fucking charges on top of the ones they've already fucking made out for me for, you know, something that's not going to happen. And if you want to pay these fees, right, yeah, because you're scaredy cats, you're welcome to it. But I never pay these fees. I don't pay parking fines. I don't pay fucking various charges going into certain cities like London. I don't pay those. I don't pay fucking for any of this shit, yeah? There's only one type of thing I'm actually going to pay for, is if you get me into a courtroom and you threaten me with prison, then I'll pay, yeah? But anything else, which is non-contractual and you do not have a right to fucking charge me for, you are not going to get money fucking out of me for, yeah? So, and you'll say, oh yes, but the congestion charge in London, it's chargeable. It is, but not to me. Okay? So we won't go too far on that one, but I have my methods, okay? So trust me, we don't pay this shit. Yeah? So anyway, that's what I've been up to. I've been accruing with the lads lots of charges for hanging around places that I wouldn't normally hang around and doing lots of things I wouldn't normally do. And I don't give a toss, because I'd rather, you know, be living a life of excitement, you know, and if that means parking on a fucking double yellow or in a car park and staying there for hours and getting a fine, so be it, because at least I'm living my frigging life instead of scurrying around worrying am I half an hour over my frigging parking time. I'd rather just park and enjoy it, yeah? That's the way it used to be. I can park and enjoy myself, yeah? And then come back and feel the air blowing through my hair instead of coming back and seeing some yellow fucking sticker and having a meltdown and going, oh, yeah. Quite often what I'll do with if I have a sticker stuck on my window, you know, like a traffic warden, yeah, is I make sure there's a camera really nearby, yeah, and I rip it off, yeah, I spit on it, Yeah, I wipe it in my arse, then I spit on it, roll it up in a ball, and throw it at the fucking camera and go fuck off. Yeah, that's what I do with them, and I've even had them in one occasion. What was it they did? They sent me. They sent a thing saying we have a photograph of you taking the ticket off. You know, and it still doesn't matter. You know, if you're not going to get me into a fucking courtroom, which is most of the time what they're unable to do, yeah, you're not going to get me to pay it. So good luck on that one. So yeah, what else have I had recently? I've got a bloody bailiff after me for about £400 for fines I haven't paid, and yeah, they really haven't been successful. I've had them ringing my phone, and you know, still not successful. Coming to my house, still not successful. Absolutely trying everything they possibly can to get money out of me, and it's not going to work out well for them, you know. So yeah, it's become part of my life now. That's become part of my life challenge, is to see how many ways I can tell all these fucking automated systems and automated control mechanisms that are supposed to make you have a bad life and fuck with you and make you follow a very narrow line, how to make all these automated systems kiss my fucking ring. That's become my life. I enjoy it. It's like a form of hacking. It's like knowing how to get through a machine and do something efficiently. Yeah, it's like the machine is society. Yeah, and I am a professional, self-trained user of that system that knows how to hack it and fuck it off. And most people in society, I gotta say, when you see how they behave and how they fucking get whipped back into line, you know, much as with computers, are not very professional, don't seem to have any training, and usually the system controls them more than they are controlling it. So yeah, I try not to do that if I can help it, because this is my fucking life. Maybe we've only got one of them, and I think I need to live it the way I want to, not the way somebody says I should. So on that note, 17 minutes. Yeah. Anyway, Exploring with Fighters, some really good stuff's going to happen. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. I had to sleep 2 days because I had to recover from all the days of exploring, and it's literally taken me 2 days before I can sit up in front of my computer and have the energy to face the screen, because I can't summon that sort of energy all the time. I can't do it. So now I'm doing this video to kind of say I am still out there. I am alive. The barge inn has been purchased by a family, a gentleman and his wife, and is supposedly going to be run by between them and maybe their son as a barman. He's known to the pub because he's drunk there for many years, and he knows how the pub is run, the clientele, and this means it's going to be probably good news, because if he keeps it as it is, because he wouldn't like to, you know, throw it in the face of everyone he knows who he's friendly with, then it means the barge is going to be back, bigger, stronger, harder, longer, $5, long time, about Easter time. Yeah, and it might be better than it's been for a long time, because, you know, this guy knows what makes this pub tick, and he hasn't got the stranglehold of having a, you know, pub chain behind him, or a fucking Ian fucking Skyver $ wanker behind him who's just trying to siphon it for money. Greedy landlords. Yeah, he's going to hopefully make a very good go of it, and I'm wishing him the best. And when I get the chance to speak to him, I'm going to say, mate, I'll volunteer my services to help this come about. I'll do painting, you know, whatever you need. I'll bring people to the pub. I'll put on events. You know, we'll help you in any way we can. You know, so let's see how this goes. Fingers crossed, it's all going to work out well. It'll be open by Easter, so could become the big next thing out there. You know, it could be even bigger and more mad than it's ever been before, and it should be, because that place is a gold mine if it's used correctly. So there we are. That's the news. It's coming up to 20 minutes now, but at least we got, in 20 minutes you probably had about 30 stories, which is better than you get on bloody BBC News. And I'm not going to repeat them every 15 minutes, yeah, with the same bloody story. So yeah, yeah. Come on, Matt. Anything else? Anything else? I don't know. Bit of news before we go. Oh, I don't know. Use this Truvia. It's stevia. It's a sugar substitute, but it's natural. It's from the stevia plant. It's got 0 calories, and it tastes okay, but it's not like aspartame. So use this instead of aspartame and retain your life. It's very good. I've lost quite a fair bit of weight by cutting out sugars, so use stevia and use Truvia. Thanks very much for watching. Goodbye. Hope this didn't bore you. Leave some comments in the section below, and go over to my other channels, which is Matthew Williams Drone and The Secret Vault, where you'll see all my other stuff. Thanks very much. Goodbye.